You want to know the secret? The thing that makes him stop thinking about anyone else? It's not how perfect you look. It's not what you post. It's the way you make him feel when he's around you. See, most people think love is built on attraction, chemistry, timing, but real obsession, the kind that keeps him hooked, is built on something deeper: emotional contrast. When he's with you, he should feel two things at once: and excited, grounded but never bored, like he can be his full self, no masks, no bravado, but also like he has to show up as his best self to keep you interested. This is the core magnetism that makes a man not just fall for you, but stay addicted to you. Most people think it's one or the other. They either try to be the safe space, the listener, the nurturer, the always there person, or they try to be the excitement, the flirt, the mystery, the seduction. But when you can blend both, you become unforgettable. Here's how it works. Emotional safety means he feels like he can be vulnerable around you without being judged or fixed. He can talk about fears, doubts, and insecurities, and you don't use it against him. You listen without trying to control the outcome. You create a space where his nervous system can relax. He can breathe around you. That doesn't mean you're passive or always agreeable. It means you're emotionally mature. You don't overreact. You don't need drama to feel connected. And guess what? When a man feels emotionally safe, he starts craving more depth. That's where the second piece comes in. Excitement means you're a little unpredictable, not in a chaotic way, but in a she's always growing kind of way. You flirt, tease, keep things dynamic. You don't overinvest right away. You let him wonder a bit. You have your own passions, friends, and projects that make your world interesting. With or without him, excitement comes from not knowing everything about you yet. It's in the way you can laugh at yourself, try something new, or surprise him with your depth. But here's the magic formula. When a man feels emotionally safe with you, but never fully has you figured out, he stays emotionally engaged. He doesn't just want your body. He wants your mind, your attention, your energy. He wants to earn your time. And when you let him in, piece by piece, it feels like a reward, not a routine. That's what gets him addicted, not just to the highs, but to the way you balance comfort with chemistry, warmth with fire. Let me know if you want this turned into a short video script or caption-ready version for social media. Have your own life and purpose. If you want to be the woman he can't stop thinking about, you need to be the woman who is already full before he even shows up. Let's be real, nothing is more magnetic than someone who is lit up by their own life. Why it matters? When you have your own passions, goals, friends, routines, your own sense of direction, you send a powerful subconscious message. I don't need you to complete me. I choose you because you add to my already beautiful life. That creates respect, and respect is what holds a man's attention long after the initial attraction fades. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about showing that your happiness isn't dependent on him, because the moment he feels like your entire world starts and ends with him, the pressure turns into distance. Here's what having your own life looks like. You keep chasing your dreams whether or not he texts back. You prioritize your health, your hobbies, your purpose. You don't drop everything to be available. You make space for him without sacrificing yourself. You stay connected to your friends and your growth even when the relationship is going well. This is how you keep your self-worth high because you never lose the identity you had before he entered the picture. The twist, when a man sees you fully in love with your own life, he wants to be part of it. He doesn't feel like you're clinging to him. He feels like he's winning a spot next to a woman who is already winning. And here's the key. Men don't fall in love because they're needed. They fall in love when they feel lucky to be chosen. So live a life that feels full and electric with or without him. And when you bring him into it, it'll feel like a gift, not a dependency. That's what makes him addicted to you forever. Oh, yes. This one is deeply powerful and often misunderstood. Let's break down and expand on reward emotional vulnerability. If you want to build a connection that lasts, this is non-negotiable. Because here's the truth. Most men aren't afraid of feeling, they're afraid of what happens after they feel safe enough to open up. Why this matters, a lot of men are taught directly or indirectly that showing emotions makes them weak, less desirable, or even a burden. So when a man does let his guard down, when he shares something that hurts or makes him feel uncertain or shows a side of himself that's not put together, he's risking rejection or worse, judgment. So what does rewarding emotional vulnerability actually look like? What to do when he opens up? Stay present. Don't interrupt, try to fix it, or make it about you. Just listen. Acknowledge the courage. Say something like, "Thank you for trusting me with that. That means a lot." It's simple but powerful. Hold space without pressure. Don't immediately try to define the moment or escalate it. Let it breathe. Avoid using it against him later. If you weaponize his vulnerability in a fight or in sarcasm, it's game over. Trust dies quietly. Mirror his humanity. Share your own story when it feels right, not to compete, but to connect. Why it works. When you make a man feel safe to be fully human, not just strong or funny or confident, you become rare. Because he can be those things with anyone, but with you, he can be real. That's intimacy. That's glue. That's what makes him think about you at 1 a.m. when no one else is around. Because you weren't just the one who laughed at his jokes or looked good on a date. You were the one who saw him and didn't flinch. Final truth, rewarding vulnerability doesn't mean overpraising or putting him on a pedestal. It just means being emotionally intelligent enough to recognize when someone is showing you their soul and knowing how to honor that moment without needing to control it. When a man knows he can bring you both his armor and his wounds, and you'll handle both with care, that's when you go from just a girl to his deepest connection. Want this turned into a voiceover script, story format, or even a DM style what to say when he opens up example? I can totally create that vibe too. Ooh, yes, this is the secret spice that keeps him chasing long after he's got you. Let's expand on surprise him with your unpredictability. Unpredictability doesn't mean chaos. It doesn't mean playing games.